Okay, children, we finished with part one, first part of the chapter. Now, we are continuing with the same chapter. The chapter in which we had studied how Wondra Petronsky, a Polish girl, was teased by other girls of her class, naming Peggy and Maddie. Now, there were several reasons because of which they used to tease that girl. First, her unusual name. Second, her habit of boasting about her owning of those 100 dresses. She belonging to Borgens Heights, the place where everyone was considered to be coming or belonging to a poor family. Everything was fine up till now, but the main thing was that Maddie objected to the way Peggy used to make fun of her. The reason? Because Maddie herself was a poor girl and she did not like the way everyone surrounded Wanda and teased her. The only reason which she could not oppose that teasing part was she felt that if she raises her voice against the Peggy and her friends, then probably they may make her an object of mockery the next time she could be the next target. We discussed all these things in our previous class. Now let's continue further with the chapter. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not had to make fun of Wanda. Earlier, when they were late, they held Wanda responsible, but now they say that at least satisfied today they did not make fun of her. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly. 8 times 8, let's see, means her mind was preoccupied with the maths classes thereon. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note. Have the nerve means have the guts. She could dare to tell Peggy not to do it. Because she knew she never would have the courage to speak right out to Peggy. Means face to face she would never be able to tell her that you should not do this. So at least a right to note. But वो note लिखने की भी उसके अंदर हिम्मत नहीं थी. Hey Peg, let's stop asking Wanda how many dresses she has. She tried, but she couldn't speak it. When she finished her arithmetic, she did start to write a note to Peggy. Suddenly, she paused and shuddered. Shuddered means shivered. Something feared her. Something made her feel nervous. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, being the new target for Peggy and girls. Thought आया कि उसको that she would tell Peggy not to make fun, but at once she shuddered. A thought made her feel nervous. And the thought was that she picturized herself that in place of Wanda, Maddie was standing and all the other girls were surrounding her so that they could make fun of her. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and Maddie would have to say that it was one of Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimmings. Okay, sometimes what happens now, you wear someone's dress, a second-hand dress. Obviously, that dress may have been a discarded one of a rich child. So, Maddie's mother, what she used to do, Maddie's mother used to alter dresses in such a way that she added some frills to it. Just in order to make Peggy's dress look different so that Maddie, when she carries Peggy's clothes, she doesn't feel embarrassed because the clothes have been altered in such a way that nobody could make out that whose clothes they were. But inwardly, Maddie knew that she was wearing Peggy's clothes. So if Peggy asks her, whose clothes are you wearing, how would she be able to answer in front of the whole class that she was wearing her clothes only? Okay. So no one in room 13 would recognize it, so that in a class nobody gets to know after those alterations of after adding those frills and frills that it was basically old clothes which have been made to look new by Maggie's mother. If only Peggy would decide on her own accord to stop having fun with Wanda, because she did not have guts to correct her. So she felt on her own she should realize that she should never make fun of her. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair, though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away because she couldn't dare to say anything to Peggy. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the note which she had started to write to Peggy. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Best liked girl means the most popular one. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought, because the author also has specified that Peggy actually was not a cruel girl. The only thing that the only reason because of which she used to tease Wanda was about her boasting of the dresses. Because of which she just wanted her to clarify that why was she claiming so high. As for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Boggins Heights, stood alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. 100 dresses के बारे में बोलने के अलावा Wanda never shared anything with anyone. Okay? Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings over it. And she remembered another that was brilliant jungle green with a red sash over it. You would look like a Christmas tree in that. Christmas tree, those same color combinations, red, green. So that's what she used to say. You would look like a Christmas tree in that. The girls had said in a pretended admiration when Wanda claimed that she had those two dresses. Thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. Okay, that day first she was thinking, writing a note and then giving it to Peggy and then thinking about Wanda's dresses. But soon her attention got diverted. Okay, here you may write, thoughts got diverted because that day they had a drawing and painting competition in the class. So thoughts got diverted. Drawing and coloring contest. Now, what actually was to be done in the drawing and coloring contest? The girls were to design dresses and the boys had to design motorboats. This was the theme given to the children for the drawing and coloring competition. Girls had to make dresses, boys had to make motorboats. Probably Peggy would win the girls' medal. Everyone wondered because she was a talented girl. So everyone in the class felt that Peggy ko hi first prize milega. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the classroom. At least that was what everybody else in the classroom thought. She could copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that you could almost tell who it was. So she was very good at drawing and sketching. Oh, Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winners in the class. Then they would get to know who actually won. The next day it was drizzling. Drizzling is a very light shower, rain shower. Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of the Oliver Street. The street that far, far away under the railroad tracks and up the hill led to Boggins Heights. They used to wait for Wanda there. They used to wait at this place, Oliver Street, because Oliver Street led to Goggins Heights. So they knew very well that from that way only Wanda would be coming. So they waited there so that when she comes, they would be able to tease her. But that day they did not wait because they were desperate to know the results of that drawing and coloring contest. Okay. Anyway, they weren't taking chances of being late today because today was important. Why was today important? Because the results were to be declared that day. Do you think Miss Mason will announce the winners today, said Peggy. Oh, I hope so. The minute we get in, said Maddie. Of course, you'll win, Peg. She's trying to convince her that she would win. Hope so, said Peggy eagerly. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. Stopped short means something surprised them, shocked them. Ekdam se chalte chalte, they just halted. Gasped. Because there were drawings all over the classroom. Every ledge, every windowsill, dazzling colors, brilliant, lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them all lined up. Now they got to know that in the class there were so many sketches, 100 dresses all lined up, all in sequence. Okay, windowsill, you understand? The place in front of the window. Ledge is again the place which has a flat base where you could sit or keep something. There must be the drawings for the contest. They were. Everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. Everyone in the class, they whistled, they clapped, they applauded, they were happy, and they were admiring the sketches of those dresses. As soon as the class had assembled, Miss Mason announced the winners. Miss Mason here is their teacher. Okay? She announced the winners. Jack Beggles had won for the boys who were to draw the motorboats. So Jack Beggles won it, she said. And his design for an outboard motor was an exhibition in room 12. Room number 12, it was all kept, along with the sketches which were made by all the other boys. As for the girls, she said, although just 1 or 2 sketches were submitted by most, but one of the girl of your class and room 13 should be proud of her because this one girl actually drew 100 designs. All different, all beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. All 100 were beautifully sketched and drawn, and any one of them could get the first prize. I'm very happy to say that Wanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. Unfortunately, Wanda had been absent from school for some days and is not here to receive the applause that is due to her. That is due to her means she deserves that big round of applause, but she is absent past few days. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. Now, class, you may file around the room quietly and have a look at her exquisite drawings, exquisite, beautifully made sketches of Wanda. The children burst into applause. Burst into applause means everybody started clapping loud. And even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor, put their fingers in their mouths and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses, but they were interested in the way they were beautifully sketched. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. There's that blue one which she told us about. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, said Peggy. And here is that green one. Boy, and I thought I could draw the green one, the green and the red one, the Christmas one which she used to claim. And Peggy here says, I felt I could draw better than her, but then she admitted that Wanda was a more beautiful person who could sketch so skillfully, so deftly. Okay, with this we finish with the first part of the chapter. In the next class we'll do the next part. Okay.